Hey there, this is Christine Collins, and I wanted to share with you today some insight about a very interesting aspect of neuroscience that you can directly apply into your business and marketing and content process. And it's really helpful to understand this notion known as hedonistic adaptation. And essentially, what it is it means that over time we get adapted to things that are good or pleasurable or enjoyable. When you buy something like a new pair of shoes or you remake your bedroom and you're really excited about it, the excitement of that shiny new thing lasts for a few days, maybe a few weeks, or even a few months. But at some point in time, your brain is hardwired to actually adapt to that exciting new thing until you get to the point where it just feels like sameness again, and it doesn't have that same shiny, exciting, thrilling feeling attached to it any longer. And there's a good side and a bad side to this. The downside of it is that when we do things like that, in order to get kind of a little boost of dopamine or serotonin and have a little bit of that feel good neurochemistry going on, it's not going to be a permanent experience. You're going to eventually adapt to the exciting new thing, the new car, whatever it was, until it reaches a place where it actually just feels like whatever you had before. It doesn't mean that you don't still appreciate it. You might regularly notice how much more you like the new thing over the old thing, but the heightened high level of excitement and thrill and pleasure is not going to be sustained over the long haul. Now, the good side of the fact that we're able to adapt in this manner means that when things are difficult or challenging or not your favorite, not so thrilling, you adapt to those as well. So to give you kind of a small time example of this, there was a time when I was using a little foot massager thing in the shower, and I had one that I really loved and it broke and I had to get a new one. And when I went to look for it, I wasn't able to find the same one. So what I ended up doing was buying my second choice, and I was certain that I would never love this one as much as I loved the first one that I had. But actually over time it came to be that I liked it even better, so much so that when it was time to get another one, I got that one again. So basically your brain chemistry is wired to help you to adapt to all kinds of situations, both good and bad. So you're able to, over a period of time, get used to whatever the change is, and so the heightened either pleasure or displeasure will not be sustained, will not necessarily last. So what does all of this mean in terms of your content and your business and your marketing? Well, when it comes to being able to be consistent with our audience and with our content and putting it out there, we want to make sure that in some ways we have something that is going to be fresh and exciting and engaging in order to kind of recapture their attention, because they will get used to hearing the same thing from us all the time. But at the same time, it's also very important that we are consistent in our message in a way that we have that sense of reliability. So keeping it fresh and exciting and edgy and new so that it feels like a new message. You're saying the same thing, maybe in 10 different ways every time you're in communication with your audience. But at the same time, having that consistency may actually land you in a position where you're going to be the person that they think of when it comes to that topic, that message, that thing that you're always talking about and harping on. They associate you together with that. And because you are reliable, consistent, and available, that may become similar to my example of having to work with a shower massager that was not necessarily my first choice, but quickly became something that I really, really liked because it worked and it didn't break and it was consistent and it was reliable for me. I actually ended up liking that one way better than the cool one that I thought I was in love with that broke on me after 5 weeks, and then I had to get a new one. So having that consistency and that reliability is huge in terms of becoming the lovable thing. And even if people maybe aren't necessarily drawn to your work immediately, if you continue to show up, you continue to present your content and your knowledge and your expertise, you continue to build that relationship with them through your content, through your interactions, all the different tools and resources that you're using to interact with your audience, over time, you may just become their favorite as well. So I hope you found this little tidbit of neuroscience to be interesting and insightful. Once again, I'm Christine Collins. If you like this kind of thing and you want to check out my work, you can find me at transformcreate.com. And in the meantime, lovely, I hope that you have an absolutely magical and creative rest of your day.